What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. Another D and Dual commentary. My opponent's rating is 1252, and I'm just a hair below 1400. Playing Japanese Gravekeepers because this deck is actually really good against Elemental Dragons and Mermail. Pretty good Prophecy matchup too. It's really good against Infernity. Unfortunately, it's awful against everything else. I mean, the Verge just eat this deck for like breakfast. Alright, so I've got Mind Crush, Evac Device, Solemn Judgment, Descendant, Spy, and I had the Command It that got me Necro Valley. I've got a pretty good opening hand because I've got Solemn to protect my board. I've also got Spy plus Necro Valley, which is good because it's really difficult to run over that. So, you know, I feel pretty solid, and if he makes an Exceed, I have the Evac Device to get rid of it. But he actually just mirrors my play with 3 in the back row, so, you know, I'm thinking, alright, well, instead of me getting like really aggressive, I'm gonna try and slow roll this and see where I get to. He doesn't have a response for my my spy effect, so I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get my Gravekeepers recruiting because it, you know, is obviously the floater, and I'm gonna put it in defense, not wanting to run into like a D-Prison or something like that. So I go ahead and attack. He doesn't use D-Prison or anything like that. So, you know, I feel like if he has Bottomless, he'll have to burn it right here. But, you know, unfortunately, he had Torrential. I got caught overextending there, and I'm going to have to burn my Solemn Judgment, which was very premature and I did not want to do. Now, luckily, I do have the effect that, I do have the fact that, you know, I get to potentially hit one of his cards, pitching my Recruiter for Descendant, and then he bounces my Descendant with Evac, so that was just awful. I mean, yeah, I still get the Surge, but, you know, I didn't get my field advantage like I wanted to. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to get another Recruiter. Nothing in my deck was really optimal at the, you know, at this point, so I just figured that getting a Recruiter was probably the right play. And he's going to play Night Beam on my Evac Device, which sucks because, you know, I'm just going to have to eat that. And now I kind of feel like I'm on an island, unprotected. Now he plays Bubble Man and he sets one. So at this point, I'm reading another Bubble Man in his hand. So I'm just going to risk it. I play Mind Crush, you know, calling out Bubble Man, and it was a Bubble Man. I feel like, you know, the only other option it could have been was a Hero Lives, because if it was, you know, like a Miracle Fusion or a Monster Reborn, I wouldn't have to worry about that because Necro Valley would shut those cards down anyway. He does have the Foolish Burial, and he's going to play Zephyros the Elite, and he's going to go ahead and bounce this. Now, I don't know why. For some reason, I thought that Zephyros could not bounce itself, but, you know, it's like, you know, Treeborn Frog or something like that. So he ends up making Abyss Dweller, which is 2200, so it's actually quite big because it has the Bowman on it. Not to mention, it can kind of wreck my Gravekeepers Recruiter play. But I drew Gravekeepers Assailant, which was like the perfect card to answer it. He plays Evac Device on it because he doesn't want to lose his Abyss Dweller, so, you know, whatever. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to set my second Mind Crush. Now I'm going to eat 2200 more. And thank God that I'm still in the game, actually. But, yeah, now I get to actually get something off. You know, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to run over his Abyss Dweller, putting it in defense mode when I attack. So that 1400 defense is not going to stand up to a 2000 attack. And now at this point, I'm trying to set up a defense because, you know, I've got a 2000 beater on the field. So I'm looking for, like, an Evac Device or maybe like a Mirror Force, but unfortunately, you know, a Duality wasn't good. A Solemn Warning was a card that, you know, I couldn't use, so obviously I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to get a Fat Veiler. It's probably not the best defense right now, but, you know, whatever. Now he draws to 2 cards. You know, I have the advantage, but he has the Light Point lead. I drew Starlight Road. I'm going to set that, and I'm not going to attack because, you know, if he has Gores, I'm in a really bad spot. He ends up playing Dark Hole, which makes my Starlight Road very, very, very live. And I'm going to get a Stardust Dragon. Now at this point, I don't really need defense that much because he only has 2 cards. But he just scoops it up. You know, he knew that he couldn't win at that point. And I guess he didn't have the Gores. Maybe he had like Miracle Fusion or some potential dead cards or something like that. So let me know what you guys think. This deck might actually be really legit in like a month or so. Talk to you guys later. Subscribing makes life happy.